Most dog owners believe their dog understands their love automatically, but dog psychology reveals something very different. Dogs do not measure love through intention or emotion the way humans do. Instead, they evaluate relationships through patterns of behavior, consistency, and emotional stability over time. A dog that feels secure in these patterns develops deep loyalty, while a dog that senses instability may quietly begin to question the relationship. This misunderstanding is where many relationships between dogs and owners slowly weaken without anyone noticing. Owners may feel they are showing love every day, yet the signals dogs receive can tell a very different story. In the world of canine psychology, small repeated behaviors carry far more meaning than occasional bursts of affection. The bond between a dog and its owner is built quietly through daily interaction rather than dramatic gestures. One of the most common mistakes owners make is assuming that feeding, walking, and shelter are enough to communicate love. These things are essential for survival, but they do not necessarily satisfy the emotional structure dogs evolved to depend on. Dogs developed alongside humans as cooperative partners, not passive companions that simply receive care. When emotional engagement disappears from the relationship, the dog begins to feel less like a partner and more like a tolerated presence. Another mistake occurs when affection is delivered randomly rather than consistently. Some owners shower their dogs with attention when they feel relaxed or happy, yet ignore the dog when they are distracted or busy. Humans see this as normal fluctuation in daily life, but dogs interpret these shifts differently. Inconsistent attention creates uncertainty about the dog's place within the social relationship. Dogs rely heavily on predictability to understand the world around them. When attention appears and disappears without a recognizable pattern, the dog begins to interpret the relationship as unstable. Over time, this uncertainty slowly weakens the emotional clarity that strong bonds depend on. The dog may still follow the owner and show loyalty, but the connection becomes less secure internally. Ignoring a dog when it seeks connection is another powerful signal dogs interpret negatively. When a dog calmly approaches, rests nearby, or gently places its head against its owner, it is engaging in social bonding behavior. These quiet gestures are the canine equivalent of emotional conversation. Repeatedly dismissing those attempts teaches the dog that emotional outreach is unwelcome. Punishing natural dog behavior is another mistake that gradually damages trust. Dogs communicate through instinctive actions such as observing movement, guarding space, following their owner, or responding to environmental changes. When these behaviors are constantly corrected without understanding their purpose, the dog becomes psychologically confused. Confusion slowly erodes confidence in the relationship. Emotional inconsistency from the owner can also create deep uncertainty for a dog. Dogs are extremely sensitive to tone of voice, posture, breathing patterns, and shifts in emotional energy. When an owner alternates between calm leadership and unpredictable irritation, the dog cannot establish a stable understanding of the relationship. Stability is the foundation of trust in canine social structures. Many dogs also experience a lack of meaningful engagement within the household. Feeding a dog, walking it briefly, and then returning to screens or daily distractions provides physical care but very little psychological connection. Dogs evolve to share activity and awareness with their social group. When these interactions disappear, the bond begins to feel emotionally distant. Another mistake appears when owners interact with their dogs while mentally distracted. Petting a dog while scrolling on a phone or speaking to someone else sends a signal that attention is divided. Dogs read presence through focus and awareness rather than physical contact alone. When the owner is physically nearby but mentally absent, the emotional signal becomes weak. Inconsistent routines can also influence how loved a dog feels within a household. Dogs build emotional security through predictable daily patterns such as feeding times, walks, rest periods, and shared activity. When these patterns constantly change, the dog loses the structure that helps it relax. Structure provides the psychological framework dogs rely on to feel safe. Many owners also underestimate how closely dogs observe human behavior. Dogs constantly monitor posture, tone, attention, and emotional stability to understand their position within the relationship. Small daily signals matter far more than occasional displays of affection. In canine psychology, repetition builds meaning. Perhaps the most overlooked mistake is assuming that dogs interpret love the same way humans do. Humans often express love through words, gifts, or occasional bursts of affection. Dogs instead interpret love through calm leadership, consistent presence, and shared engagement. When those signals exist, the relationship becomes clear and secure. Another behavior that can quietly damage the relationship is prolonged emotional absence from the owner. A dog may live in the same house with its owner yet rarely experience genuine interaction or shared attention. Over time, the dog begins to interpret this distance as social withdrawal. In canine social systems, reduced interaction often signals weakening bonds. Dogs are extremely sensitive to where they stand within their social group. When interaction becomes minimal, the dog may start withdrawing emotionally as well. This withdrawal does not always look dramatic or obvious. Often it appears simply as reduced enthusiasm, less eye contact, or quieter behavior around the owner. Another subtle mistake occurs when owners respond only to unwanted behavior. If a dog receives attention primarily when it does something wrong, the relationship becomes defined by correction rather than connection. Dogs begin anticipating frustration rather than engagement. This changes the emotional tone of the entire relationship. Dogs also notice when owners show enthusiasm for other activities but not for them. A dog observes tone of voice, body movement, and emotional energy very closely. When excitement appears for other things yet rarely for the dog itself, the animal notices the contrast. Over time, the dog may stop seeking that enthusiasm. Another powerful signal involves the owner's emotional state during interaction. Dogs are extremely skilled at reading tension, anxiety, or distraction in human behavior. When interaction regularly occurs during moments of stress or frustration, the dog begins associating the relationship with emotional pressure. This slowly changes how the dog experiences the owner's presence. Dogs also respond strongly to calm shared moments that involve no commands or expectations. Quiet companionship reinforces social bonding in a way structured training cannot replicate. When these calm moments rarely occur, the relationship begins to feel functional rather than emotional. Dogs need both structure and peaceful presence to feel secure. Some dogs also interpret excessive control as emotional distance. Constant commands, corrections, and rigid structure can create the feeling that the relationship is purely transactional. Dogs respond best to balanced leadership that includes calm guidance and relaxed companionship. Without that balance, the relationship can feel tense. Another mistake is assuming loyalty means emotional fulfillment. Dogs are naturally loyal animals and will often remain close even when the relationship lacks clarity. But loyalty does not always mean the dog feels emotionally secure. Security comes from understanding the relationship clearly. Dogs constantly evaluate their environment for signals of stability and belonging. When the owner's behavior becomes predictable, calm, and attentive, the dog relaxes deeply into the relationship. When those signals fluctuate, the dog becomes more cautious and observant. This evaluation happens continuously beneath the surface. Many owners are surprised to learn how quickly dogs respond to renewed stability. When routines become predictable and interaction becomes intentional again, the dog often reconnects rapidly. Dogs naturally seek harmony within their social group. Restoring consistency restores trust. Small changes in daily behavior can dramatically reshape the relationship. Simple moments of eye contact, calm touch, and shared presence reinforce social connection more than dramatic gestures. Dogs interpret these moments as confirmation that they still belong within the owner's world. Belonging is the core of canine emotional security. The remarkable thing about dogs is how forgiving they are toward human mistakes. Even relationships that have grown distant can often recover once consistency and emotional clarity return. Dogs are naturally inclined to rebuild bonds when signals become stable again. The relationship simply needs clear communication. True love in dog psychology is rarely loud or dramatic. It appears in steady routines, calm leadership, shared presence, and predictable attention. These signals allow the dog to understand the relationship without confusion. When that clarity exists, the bond becomes incredibly strong. A dog that feels secure never needs to question its place within the relationship. It understands through daily experience that it belongs beside its owner. This certainty is what creates the deep loyalty dogs are famous for. And in the language of dog psychology, that certainty is the clearest expression of love a dog can receive.